What's up, Paul? Welcome to the living room, my friend. What's up? What's up?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good.
Just
I'm good.
blessed on this beautiful day, beautiful evening. Man, it's nothing like being in the living room, you know.
Tell
So,
me about it. Number one podcast out there, right? You better say
right,
yeah.
number one. Yeah.
You
Oh,
better say yeah.
yes.
Yes, because you know I'll come
Right.
swinging. Wait a minute. What you got on? I see this big old sweatshirt in my
You
face.
mean this
Y'all, you
right
know
here?
what? You know what?
This
Y'all
right
really
here?
get
Well,
what you done did.
I've been trying to follow the trend. I was like, watching the previous two great episodes. So, I'm like, I couldn't come in the living room without me representing one of the homies. So no, my yeah, so this is my homegirl, Andrea Jackson,
Okay.
very good up and coming fashionist, if that's a word. I like to try to come up with words.
So you
Been
just
told I'm
making
the
up words
ultimate
now?
statesman. I'm the
You just
ultimate
making up
statesman.
stuff now?
Right. But
Make it
but
up.
no, it's a unity. And if Sayla, people always just be like, I felt like they were trying to throw some hate, but they'll be like, is it Arkansas or Arkansas?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? We're gonna bring it to full light. So we got the unity Arkansas. So,
Oh,
uh,
that's what it
yeah.
means.
So
Okay.
yeah, so it's at the end of the day, it's all about unity. They even got one in Memphis, the
Hmm.
901, and you see, you even got the 870 on here. Even though I'm 501, I
Okay, I was
represent
getting ready to
Pine
say
Bluff.
that. You
So yeah,
501. But what I
right.
do
So
notice is your colors.
right,
Tell us.
right. Just a little shout out to UAPB. That was the design. So some even come in fraternity colors, your university or whatnot. And if you're interested in getting one, you just go to Zab Design. That's Z as in zebra, ABSDESIGNS US.com. So, or just go to Arkansas, Google it, or Andrea
What's her
Jackson. It'll
name?
come up.
What's the young lady name who designs
Andrea
them?
Jackson.
Andrea Jackson. Your boy must
Andrea
really
Jackson.
like you because he just done came up on my show and gave you a full, I mean a full
She
plot.
cool. She cool. She cool. Yep.
Hey, you need to connect with
So
me. If nothing else, you need to connect with me because this boy just done came and gave a full info commercial, dude. Dang. But hey, I'm gonna tell you what I am checking out. I see some on your coffee table. What's that? I kind of like
what's
those.
that?
Those pretty. Those. This look like some books or something. They pretty
Oh,
dope. What?
yeah. Hey, you can't come into the living room without. You can't come into my living room without seeing some homage to hip hop. So, I'm a big hip hop fan. It's one of my favorite gifts that I got for Christmas. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, good friend of mine's got this for me, and then also another Christmas gift I got. I guess it was just a year of hip hop. Um,
You've got some good
that I
friends.
got to represent. Yeah, they know you. So here's another one. This has a bunch of hip hop, some of the classic labels, and of course,
Oh,
Wu Tang, Beastie Boys,
who your favorite
Far
artist?
Side,
Who's your
yeah,
favorite
all that
artist?
stuff. My
Who's your
favorite,
favorite? Yeah.
oof. You know what? I got to go
Look,
with 1A
I
and
got my
1B.
coffee too. You know I be drinking coffee. You don't like when I be
Uh,
drinking iced coffee. You be like, you drinking that
uh,
iced coffee? I'm like, this
yeah,
stuff is so
that's
good.
some things meant to be hot, but yeah. So, but no,
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
right, but
Keep it
yeah, in the living
clean.
room. But but no. So I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Jay Z. Jay Z, my boy. But right behind him, he's probably the hottest artist right now is Nas. So they're my two, 1A, 1B. So
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Look here. So you know these folks been waiting on this conversation, right? They have this
hey,
friendship tightrope. Look, they've been waiting on this conversation. Let me tell you how we got here. So, like, look, I'm gonna be honest. People be reaching out. That guys, y'all stay in my inbox. Y'all, you know that y'all do it with them wavy hands.
that's classic. That's classic.
I'm like, what is this? I had one guy, I no lie to you. He sent me a message. He said, you pretty and I want to date you. I said, you
Oh,
don't know me. Like, seriously.
hey, I
Serious.
mean, sometimes you got to take the straight route and taking the pinnacle. So,
What a wavy
hey,
hand? What a wavy hand. Like
No, I'm talking about.
seriously.
Then you just say the guy that want that just say, hey, I think you're
Oh yeah, he
pretty. I
did.
want
He
to.
said,
Well,
"You're so
yeah,
pretty. You're so pretty. I want to date you." And I sat
yeah,
there and I'm like, "I don't know you. You know me.
right.
I'm very like, what? This makes no sense."
But I
But look,
don't
we're
even
gonna help
think
you.
it.
Go
I
ahead.
don't. Not to cut you off, but I don't even think that is. You don't know me. I honestly think that he went against the grain. He came direct, and I think that threw you off. That's my opinion.
Oh, so we're gonna just go right into it.
Oh,
Okay. All right,
sometimes people.
help us
Some,
out, because I'm
hey,
that ain't because look, no, I'm being honest. So me and my sister, she was on an episode and we were talking about this. We were talking about
uh,
the men coming in your DM, and that is not where I was getting ready to go. But since you want to take it
women
there,
do
we'll
it
take
too.
it there.
Women do it too. Women do it too.
What you mean we do it too?
Yup, yup.
We
Women do
being
it
with
too.
wavy hands?
Y'all got other little subtle ways. Y'all got your own ways too. To like everything, and
Oh.
uh, you could put some up like I don't know, Cowboys win, and see how I put them Cowboys in there. But no,
If you don't look here, don't you mention no Cowboys on my
and what?
goddamn.
Yeah, we women, you get the wavy hands because like if you become friends with somebody, it gives you that option to wave your hands. So hey, women do it
Okay,
too.
so since we gonna go into it, let's just go into it. So let's just start with the DMs, right? And we're gonna talk about the friendship tightrope. This is gonna be interesting because I am aware that women do it. How do you take that? So when a woman comes into your inbox, what is your
Mm-hmm.
first initial thought when you see that? Because I don't do it. I'm gonna be honest. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't go to me and DM. I don't like their stuff. Maybe that's why I'm single. Maybe I
Yeah.
need to go in one of their DMs.
Hey, I hear that's how Michael Jordan got his wife. She ran in front of the car and jumped on the hood. So sometimes you gotta just you gotta jump out there.
Okay, so we coming in your DM. First of all, how are they coming in yours? And then how should a woman come into a man's DM? And what do men think about that? Because we did hint on that the other day. And we
Uh-huh.
were like, I don't think it's anything wrong with a woman shooting her game. I really don't, as long as it's respectful. So let me hear it from a
Hmm.
man point of view. Ladies, listen up. Because I know you got a whole bunch in your DM. Look at me
No,
straight.
no, not
Look at
mine.
me
No,
straight. Look at me straight.
not mine.
Blink
You see
twice.
my little cheeks can turn rosy red.
I know you
No,
got a lot in your DM.
oh, nah,
Let me
not
sip on this
me,
cough. Y'all don't do not believe this lie he trying to tell y'all.
not me. But no, it's. I put it this way. I don't just say, "Oh, that person is desperate" or whatnot. I don't just ultimately go there, but you got to try to find a middle ground to it. I respect it
Mm,
if a person shoot they shot, because to me, I think it's going against the grain. It's going against the status quo. You got to come real subtle, or I didn't know that. I didn't know that was what you was doing, and now you done missed out. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it depends on which way you go, but and then usually that's gonna open up a trail. You're gonna like, let me go start looking at some pictures, or let me start
Well,
kind of,
stop. Time out.
like that
Why
little
are you
that
going to
little
look
dog
at
with that
pictures?
meme. What's that?
Why are you looking at pictures?
Well, no. So, well,
You
first
trying to
of
see
all,
if initially there's an attraction? Tell the truth.
well, yeah, that too. And they got a little meme that goes. Hey, they got this little meme that's going on Instagram. The little dog, the little hound dog, have his little glasses at the tip of his nose, and has the little music
Oh
playing
God.
in the background. So I'm sitting there with my glasses tip and I'm looking and now,
No, you're
but
not
no,
lying. You're telling the truth.
an investigative reporting. But no, so you kind of go to looking at what type of career they could be doing. They say pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Yeah,
So
I
you
agree.
go to kind of looking at, you see the affiliation of people. You go to looking at all that because hey, you want to make sure you ain't being catfished either. So you got to kind of
Whoa, men get catfish? Y'all get
oh
catfish?
yes, yeah, you get catfish, but
Really?
yeah, oh yeah, that happens. But with all this spam emails and stuff and messages, so you never know. But no, so you go to checking it out, and you just got to make sure this person's authentic. This is a real person.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
And so you could be like, okay, they know such and such. I seen them in this picture. So you kind of, you do that at the that's the vetting process at the beginning. And then,
Okay.
you just make small talk and, just small talk, small talk. So, um, again, I don't take it as a person as being desperate or whatnot. And then
Mm.
you look at some like, okay, the first 5 pictures, you sitting there twerking twerking in front of the
Yeah.
car and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You be like, you know what? So,
How many
uh,
unread messages you got in your DM?
oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Let me see your phone.
Ding,
Let me see your
ding.
phone.
No, it's a
Let me
lot.
see your
It's a
phone.
lot. It's a,
If- Let me see your phone. Turn your phone around. I'm just kidding.
here you go. Here you go.
Oh, look at you doing that like that. No, but you know what? That leads into what we want to talk about, right? That tightrope, because that's typically how it starts. Like, I think about, like, first of all, I think you and I, our friendship is very unique in how it's framed. We're both from the same hometown. I haven't been there in years. And what happened, what most people don't know, because some people ask me that out of pivy, that we are friends. And let me be clear, I'm just private. You are too. I think you're a very private person. Like, if you go to your profile, you're not gonna be able to tell what you're doing, with the exception of what you want people to know. And that's me.
Right, right.
And so, even no matter what type of ships I'm in, and I use the word ships to explain platonic, love, whatever, it doesn't matter. We have to be very similar in how we move, and privacy is important. So you were actually in Dallas. I don't know if you remember this. You never show up on my feed. And I was like, hey, you're not far from my house. and
Hmm.
and again, we know each other. So for all the folks who
Yeah,
finna try to make something out of this, simmer down. Just
yeah.
simmer down, okay? Do not try to take this anywhere. But and you was like, oh, I'm hanging out over at the Star. And I couldn't come. And we met for lunch the next day, or breakfast the next
Uh,
day. And we just caught up because, again, we've had, we know folks. But
right.
then you have to start looking at, okay, is this just a friend, or how is this how you navigate this? And I think you and I came into it like we're just friends. We never tried to make anything out of it. We were
Right.
just friends. But some women don't. How do
Hmm.
you deal with that? Because not all women can handle that. All women, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You take them to breakfast, I'm telling you from a woman, we is texting our girl, he took me
Hmm.
to breakfast and he brought breakfast, and ooh, and then he hugged me when we left. We done already
Hmm.
created
Right.
this damn
Right.
wedding that I no, women
Right.
do that. You know that, right?
I
Women do.
I'm
Okay, so let me help y'all
I
men out
know
on
it,
what
I didn't
women
know
do.
they go into that depth, but
Yes.
definitely call a friend and
Yes.
tell a friend. Right.
No, I'm serious. I'm
Hmm.
telling you how women, not me, because I don't
Okay.
think like that.
Let me write that note
You
down.
need to write that down. And I'm
Mm.
helping y'all men, because y'all got to be careful. Okay, you call me she too all day long.
Uh-huh.
I don't take that anything, because we're friends. There are some
Right.
women you cannot do that. You cannot give them a name outside of their real name, because I'm telling you, they tell their friends that now you like them, and y'all finna, I'm serious. We finna get married, and they done have a whole wedding. So look, we gotta talk. You gotta understand it. And I think as men, y'all don't do a good job managing that.
Mm.
I don't. I don't
Wow.
think it,
So
I don't think y'all manage it well. I think you all think as men that you can show up the same way with every woman. And we're talking about starting off as a friend.
okay.
And I think y'all think, oh, but I didn't do this, but every woman don't think like me. Y'all
Right.
don't manage it well. So how you handle it? You got a woman in your DM, you took her out, you figure out she just cool. She just cool, right? I just took you out, but
Mhm.
she done told her friends she like you. She done told you she didn't, because you done told her y'all just friends, but she done told her friends she like you. How you
Right.
navigating that?
Well, it's almost like you being a producer in the studio. You got the different tones and the different levels and everything. You trying to get it. You have to, and that's where it starts. Where I got the you sent the DM. I'm kind of
Mhm.
questioning. You kind of had a like, oh, I want to send him a message. Okay, let's meet for breakfast or whatnot, coffee or something, and we meet. And so then that's where you go to at that point you're trying. Well, of course you're getting the initial,
Yeah.
the meet and greet, and then after the meet and greet, I honestly think within minutes you're gonna know that okay, we got some type of vibe, we got some type of
Whoa.
chemistry. I think you either know that at the beginning or not. And at that point, that's where you're going to ask questions to see if this is just initial.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like to do? What are some of your hobbies? What type of music you like to listen to? I mean, you don't go get deep into like politics and religion and all that type of stuff, but just the things that's on surface. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, you like plays, you like going to the movies, you like music or whatnot. So just the initial, but what you're really trying to do is trying to feel the vibration, feel that
Mm.
energy. Anybody knows me, I'm all about some being organic, energy,
Yeah.
vibe,
Yeah.
all that. I know a
Yeah.
lot of we kind of run it through the wash machine, the wash machine, that proverbial wash machine, but and making it cliche-ish now, but that's what we're doing. We're trying to see the vibrations, and you either have it or you don't. And I think at that point, at the end of the coffee or the lunch or the breakfast, that's when both parties are going to go back and kind of think about it, and then that's when okay, whatever type of friendship we're going to go, what direction is going to go. I think at that point, that's when you kind of realize it.
Well, I'm gonna chime in here. That sounds all
Mhm.
beautiful. It's so
Okay.
pretty. However, yes, you said chemistry because
Yeah.
sometimes the chemistry can be there, the energy can be there, right? But
Right.
maybe it's just not the right person to pursue. So am I making sense what I'm saying? Because I think there's points where I have met guys I got a guy friend right now and the chemistry is there. So I'm getting ready to have, you're going to get your invitation too. So I'm having a big launch, podcast lunch party. It's going to be dope. DJ, I mean, it's going to be dope off the chain, right? Hollywood
Mhm.
style. And he's been in the industry for a long time, about 20 years. And so he went with me to check out the space, right? Because this is his thing. He knows the space. He took me, and the chemistry was there. I'm so serious. I mean, to the point where the lady that was showing us the spot asked, "Are y'all together?" She was like,
Mhm.
"Are y'all together?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. Just the way we move, the way we flow." But that doesn't mean we pursue it.
Right.
Makes sense. Like it doesn't all
Right.
just because there's chemistry. And I think that's where we have to be careful. I think that's where the tightrope really comes in. How do you know when to pursue it, especially when the chemistry is there? Because I'm telling you, we got that. You see us out together, you're gonna be like these two together.
Mhm.
And I
Right.
assure you, it is not like that at all. But it's just because we do have that chemistry. So what happens when you got the chemistry? Because all chemistry don't mean I need to go forward.
Right. And that's where the tightrope comes in.
Okay.
And that's where the tightrope comes in, because that's where you go to learning each other. Say for instance, um, you're a big communicator. You big on communicating all the time,
Oh,
automatically.
am I
Right.
right here?
Yeah. About to shoot those little
I will sit. Yes,
celebration
I had to
tones in the
train
air.
you. I had to train you how to be my friend. I was like, you need the
Right.
thumbs up if I text you.
Yeah,
You know them
you
thumbs up
know,
now.
but no, I mean, but seriously, like, and when you're on that friendship tightrope, sometimes or somebody got to be the bigger person or take the higher road, or and I know that goes on in a lot of
Yeah,
relationships as
yeah.
people get to know each other, and they just got to realize like, no, I'm you'd be mad at me, or we and honestly it gets deeper, like beliefs, you know
Hmm.
um I don't believe in this, you believe in that. This person not a family
Yeah,
person. This
yeah,
person
yeah.
big on family. And I think what we do at the beginning is kind of overlook those things, but
I agree.
because of all the bells and whistles, but when that
I
confetti
agree.
stop flying and the dust clear up, that's when it starts to become irritating. And it gets, then that see that's where, so you gotta know, like, hey,
You
and the
said
key word
irritating. I'm sorry. It
irritate
irritates you.
and frustrating, irritating, all those tatings. And but but no, but no. In all honesty, because you got to look at what that friend may bring value. You know,
Yeah.
I got a friend. We was, I was at the barbershop the other day, and I got a good friend, and you know, he has a friend that he met. They were kind of in the beginning stages or whatnot, but
Uh-huh.
um, he was working on some like he got a couple businesses he's trying to start, but he has a friend that's like their claim to fame is helping people get their business
Oh,
started.
wow. Wow.
So he had to make a decision: do I get caught up in
Yep.
the relationship part of the friendship, or which way do I go? Because
Yeah.
my ways, because they're having those conversations like, well, yeah, this ain't gonna work, that's not gonna work. I know how I am. I'm not really looking for this right now. You
Yeah.
are. But I don't want to, you lose the value of what we could bring with each other
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
friendship.
That's
So
good. That's
that's where that
good.
tightrope where you got to pull and realize, like, hey, I don't. It ain't every day I meet a friend like you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do I want to just mess it up just because of my selfish ways of wanting to just
Yeah.
go out and date you, and then, um, you know, a month from now we don't even talk anymore, barely
Yeah.
talk. Now you
Yeah.
done lost two friends, so
True.
that's where you gotta look at that tightrope, and I think that's where a lot of us today we get caught up in the bells and whistles and the
Yeah.
confetti, and and a month or two you be telling your friends, yeah, well that didn't work, and then whether male or female, that could become a pattern because now
Hmm.
your friends like, wow, you meet a lot of people, but a lot of
When do
that
you
confetti
share?
stops flying. So at that point, you gotta, as a friend, anybody, you gotta say to yourself, now what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
So that's something that when you're on that proverbial tightrope, you have to try to you gotta
Yeah.
assess that.
And that's what we did early on. And I was like, the stage I'm at in my life is I'm building legacy and business. It's like that's just where I'm at, right? I stepped out of corporate 2025, just really tried to start, launching my own stuff. So I can't have distractions right now. Like I just can't.
Mhm.
And so I meet really good men, and I think men meet really good women. And I think we also it's timing when we met. And that's something that he and I were able early on. I'm like, look, I this year for me is just focused on just building legacy, building this podcast, building Seven South brand, building Bridgeline. And I think because he's been in business for 20 years, it was easy for me to say, instead of trying, and we could take it there. I mean,
Mhm.
we could really take it there, but it's like, no, right now in this season, he's better off coming alongside me like a business partner. That makes sense. And if we cross that line, I'm going to mess that up.
Right,
I'm going to mess up knowledge and wisdom that someone who's been in this thing for 20 years successfully could do simply because we had a hot moment. We went
right,
out, we
right,
had some drinks, and now we rolling around and doing stuff we
right.
got of it. And it will
Twisting
mess
and
it up.
twisting and turning. As one of shout out to my boy Mike
Waking
P.
up like,
Mike
whoa,
P.
what's
Yeah,
that? Wait a minute, I wasn't
right,
expecting that. And so I did. I said, Lord, help my flesh, because this man,
right.
I did. This man fine, but I know wrong way. Why you want me to look at you that way? Turn your camera around. I don't know what you
What?
doing. You done flipped it some kind of way. Look at him, y'all. He just trying to share this shirt. I don't know what you doing, but you flipped around. But yeah, and so I think we have to also look at the season that we're in our life and say, can I handle an interruption in my life right now? Do I have the space or the bandwidth to allow someone to come into my space in that type of capacity, and I don't think people do that either. Why you turned around still on me? You still turned around on
My
me.
living
There
my
you
living
go.
room light my living room light went out.
I just look how smooth I did that. I just
Yeah, that was
no, but did you hear what
no,
I said? Did you hear what I
no, no.
said?
What was that?
I was saying it's also about timing. And I think that's what, when you think about the tightrope too, it doesn't necessarily mean that it may never happen between two people, even if they're in a friendship. Sometimes it's just the timing is just not right. And so I was seeing, for me to cross that line with someone who's come into my life at this point, would be detrimental if we were to cross that line. And he and I at this point in my life, because he has something that he can bring to me. Business, right? 20 years solid running a business, multiple businesses. And if we do that, and then now we got some feelings and emotions, I can mess up someone coming along as an advisor and helping me get my business where I need to go. And I think women, and I can only speak for women, you men, you a man, you can speak for man. I think that's where women go. We see something, it looks good to us. Oh my God, you got that, and we just take off. And I don't think a not now means a never. What you think about? Like, I just don't. I don't think. Actually, I think you finna shoot
What
me.
do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
I think, okay, I think the best relationships are those who started as friends. I've been, look, it's been a long time. I be telling all my business in the living room. There's only one guy that I would,
Detail.
you know everything, ninja. You know everything. And that's the beauty of me and you. And we taking that stuff to
Yeah,
the grave. Look, no,
yeah.
not like that type of grave stuff, y'all. But we just, no, because I think as friends, you have to be able to be honest with each other,
Right.
and things like that. And I'll go back there in a minute. But I think the best relationships are those who started as friends, where you were
Hmm.
just friends, because you get to show up as your authentic self. You're not trying to impress me, and I'm not trying to impress you. We just
Right.
friends, right? Like, there's, look, you don't see rollers, whatever, because I'm not trying to impress you. And I think those turn into the best relationships. I truly do.
Right.
Because there's no performance in it. I think
Right.
all this other stuff is performance. I think
Right.
if I come in your DM, you take me out, I'm gonna show up at my best. I'm gonna have a wig on. You know they be wearing them
Right.
wigs. I got one too. You like my picture with my wig?
uh, who was that? Who
But
was
this,
that?
so you didn't see that wig. But this is
Yeah.
why in the living room people were like, "How you show up?" Because this is how I look. Like, this is me every single day. You know what I mean? And I think
Uh-huh.
when we come into your DM, I really do, Paul. I think so. Now I'm going to show up in a performative way. I'm not going to show up authentically as myself. I'm gonna try to have my language. Hi, Paul. I'm gonna eat
Right.
food. No, Negro, I want that burger over there with the wings,
Right.
and I want to use my
Right.
hands. It's like
Exactly.
all that crap. But as your friend, guess how I'm gonna show up? Like this.
Authentic. Yeah.
So I do. So you asked me that. I think the best relationships, and the one guy I would have married, and
Hmm.
that's saying a lot for me, but it was because we were friends. Like, we were just solid friends. I didn't want, and one day I was like, oh, I kind of like him. Now, here's the kicker to that. When that shift, you got to go have a conversation.
Right.
And I think, I'm finna throw y'all men under the bus. I think y'all know we have shifted, and you guys don't address it. Y'all keep moving. Or is it our responsibility, if there's a shift, to address it with y'all?
Yeah.
You know when a
No
woman done
doubt.
shifted, your friend done shifted.
Right. Honestly, and I'm not trying to throw it at the ladies, but it's on that woman to address that shift.
Mm.
Um, because now as a guy, I've witnessed the shift, and
How do you handle the shift?
well, that's what I'm saying at the beginning. I'm kind of like in a wait and see mode.
Hmm.
Like I know, you hear us saying, "Oh, they moving different," or "She moving different." He moving different. Um, I can't speak for all guys, but I'm wise enough to know that a shift has occurred. So I'm going at that point. I'm gonna try to wait and see. Kind of just you gotta, just like a creek of water is coming down. You just gotta wait till the water come down. You just gotta wait till it come down. In your area. But at the same time, I kind of waited out to see if you're gonna say anything, because if
Mm.
you're not, that's more days of me getting away with the shift. Um, but
Whoa,
I think
whoa, 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 whoa. Time to.
for what the twenty
I mean,
the
I
twenty
love
second time
no,
now.
because look, we need to hear this. Like, for real, women need to hear this, because you said, listen to what you just said. You said it's more days of me getting away with the shift.
Right, if you don't address it, like now it could be, and it could be bad on both parties, because you can let that shift grow where you should have got it when it was in its fetal stages.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't let it, you didn't let it get, you didn't let it get 9 months,
Yeah.
and boom, the shift baby has arrived, and everything has just, went away, and because you let the build up, and it could be on both people. I could have said, hey, I know this, you know, a few weeks into the shift, I'm noticing something. Hey, what's going on? Is it something that I'm not doing, or is
Mm-hmm.
it something? And vice versa. You could be like, hey, you might after a month be like, I see he ain't caught the shift yet. So I'm gonna just go ahead and bring it up like, hey, I don't know if you've been paying attention or care to even pay attention to know, but if you notice, I didn't step back and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but if we both ignoring it, because I think both parties know that the shift has
Yeah.
occurred.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
I'm just telling from a guy's perspective, some may take the approach like me. I might just be like, well, I know this, I know she's moving different, but I'm gonna let it just grow a little bit more. And, you know,
This ninja.
yeah, I'm just being real. Like,
No.
I'm gonna probably let it grow. Now, I'm not
For
gonna let it
real.
grow 9 months, but I'm probably gonna be somewhere in that middle. That fourth month or fifth month, and be like, okay, now what's going on? But no. So I think it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility for both parties to address the shift. Because if you don't, that's both. It's on both. It ain't
Yeah.
because you. It's not because you shifted. I caused you to shift. No, it's your fault too because we both should
Mm.
have had addressed it for the totality of the relationship. So that's on both. That's on both parties.
So you know what I tell women? It's if you're
Hmm.
shifting, it's on you. I do. I put it on us. I say
Right.
if you, I do. I put it in. We did an episode about it. I said because I think you can come into something and it's clean, and the more time you're spending with people, you that's just human nature, right? It's natural that you may shift. I think it's on if I'm shifting, it's my responsibility to say, hey, I'm shifting a little bit here. What
Right.
does this look like now? I think why women don't, if you want me to speak from a woman's POV, is because
Hmm.
we don't want to lose that. And most women, again, I'm only speaking from a woman, there is this thing that we have that if I can just keep staying in this, they will start liking me, right? Then they'll shift too. We
Right.
women think like that. And I think that's a dangerous game to play. I really do for anyone, whether it's a man shifting or a woman. That is very dangerous to play when you have shifted and someone else has said, "No, this is all I want." And you stay in that thing hoping that you can turn them. Like, I think you are setting yourself up for some heartbreak down the road. I really do. So I put it on the woman or I put it on whoever is shifting, oh, the
Right.
relationship,
Definitely.
that
Yeah.
conversation to say. But I think people don't do it because I mean, I want to try to convince you to like me. It's not that they don't
Right.
like you. Timing can just be bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But we don't address it. We don't address it. Like, that's the key word. At the end of the day, as we're in this living room right here, at the end of the day, it's all about communications. I know it's
Yeah.
it's just that's a word that everybody is so simple and easily said, but do we really apply it? That's the key word. It's easy to say, oh, we just need to communicate better. I just think we get caught up in just saying the word communicate.
Yeah.
But do you actually
Yeah.
communicate? And that's what it is. And it goes back to what you were saying. Now that our relationships, I still think it's probably 80-20. I think probably
Yeah.
80% people that got married in a relationship, they probably met not knowing each other.
Yeah.
It started as a DM, or it started as, I ran into you at some social event. And then there's a 20 percentile, probably lower than that, that were just really friends from the get
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And with the different, divorce rate statistics that show single and all that, I think a lot of that arise because honestly, it's missing the key component is friendship. And I really think
Yeah.
if if men and women really establish that friendship, then those percentages will shift drastically.
It's what I said. It has to start there. And I think too, it's setting clear boundaries. Like, when I think about because me and you are just solid friends. Like we really are. But I also someone asked me that knows us and said, well, how do y'all make it work? Because we have boundaries.
Yeah.
You don't get in my business. I don't get in yours. Uh, we've established that we value our friendship more than anything else. We
Right.
don't care what other people think. Like, I'm not fixing to explain to somebody else, this is my friend and you be all right, right? Like, you gonna,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you be all
Right.
right. I know for some women too, I had one girl, she said, well, we just friends. Why can't he post me? What? I'm no, I'm
Uh-huh.
serious. I had a girl ask me that. She said, but if we just friends and why can't he post me? And so you know what my question, why do you feel
Mm.
the need for him to post you? Because see, to me, there's something underneath that. There's a message you trying to send.
That right.
You
Hey,
because perception is reality, P.
yeah. Hey, pause, pause. And my camera on voice, pause. But but no, that is that was a good pause. Um, but no, you said something that, and I never really even thought of it like that. There is an underlining to that,
Hmm.
because I just think about it, and I'm just thinking about it like I'm thinking I'm hanging with my homeboys, right?
Hmm.
And we done took some pictures. My friend, the homeboy, ain't calling me the next day like, "Hey, why you didn't post that picture?"
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
because that ain't the way you think of it. If you just,
Yep.
but changing the dynamic, if we're friends and yes, you are a female, then why are you wondering why did I if I posted or not? Because
Exactly.
you're trying to grab the attention of somebody else.
Yep.
You're doing it for a reason.
You see
Now
me,
I'm
P?
questioning. Right
Like
now, I'm questioning. You know, the quality on what you bringing, like what you
your
really trying to
motive.
do.
You better
Yeah,
start
what your
questioning that
motive is.
motive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you trying to, so now I'm side eyeing you too. So, so yeah, so that was key. That was good
Yeah,
talk
she
as you
said
just
that to me.
said.
And she was like, you have friends? I said, I have guy friends and we'll tell you what we want you to know. But she felt like that. But see, I even think in a relationship, I can be in a there's been one, I'm old, you know that. You old too. But there's been one okay, we won't
Right.
tell nobody. We
Yeah.
won't tell nobody. I've had
Right.
one guy that I've ever posted since I've been on social media that I've ever
Mm,
posted, and that's
right.
because we were living to like we were in a solid relationship. And I think people social media is a trap if you're not careful with it, especially with women, because we gauge how much you like us by how much you're making us visible. I gauge how much you like
Mm,
me by how much you keep me private. That's deep,
mhm.
real
Yeah.
talk, because you're protecting, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic relationship, you are protecting that. I'm not
Right.
sending you to the wolves, right? Because be honest, the moment even a guy, if I start posting a dude that I'm with, you and whatever, now he gonna have other women come out. It's a true story. I have a so
Mhm.
for me, I see that differently. I think the less visible you make me, the more you are protecting me. I think the more visible you make me, that's
Right.
just my opinion. Because now here's the catch with that. As long as those that need to know. There's a difference between being
Right.
private and being secretive. There's
Right.
a huge difference in that, ladies. And there's a difference when a man is keeping you private to protect it, and when he's being
Right.
you're a secret to him. A secret is hell. Nobody know about me. Look, I'm gonna flip all this shit up. Sorry,
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
flip all this stuff up.
Well, you better go back
You
and put
you
the
you
beep
done
on
heard
it.
that
Right.
before.
Right. But now, but no, you're right. Because I mean, y- you know, like I said, it's called, it's Facebook.
Yeah.
I like to stick with Facebook. I mean, you got Instagram and TikTok and them all. I don't really know those. Maybe a little bit more Instagram, but that TikTok and all that other, I don't really know. Snapchat, I don't really know how to do all those. But I stick to my wheelhouse, which is Facebook. And to me, that one's out of all of them is probably the most intimate one,
Yeah.
where people, you got family on there, you got real friends, and then you probably
Mm-hmm.
got 1,000 other
Your
friends that you just
kids.
know. Those are no. You got
Yeah.
no friends, and or I know him through my other friends, so I'm gonna be so you get a little bit mixed bag on Facebook, but it's the same way. I'm not finna tell you how I feel. I'm not finna tell you what my mom and my sisters and I protect that. Like that's and that's the same way with the relationship you're in. I'm not gonna tell you where we checking in at a restaurant or I'm not
Yep.
gonna do all that because there's people out there that's gonna target that.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
oh,
Say that
let
out
me go,
loud. Say that for
let me.
all the girls in
There,
the back.
there, there's negative people out there that's gonna
Yep.
target that person, and they're
Yep.
gonna come with motives. They're
Yep.
gonna come with motives, and it's whether male or female. It'll be a guy be like, oh, okay, let me see if I can talk to her, cause
Yep.
I don't, he might have talked to somebody way back then. You didn't even know that they knew at the time, and now they like, let me try to holler at her this time,
Yep.
or or same way with the female. He thinks she cute, blah blah blah. That's funny. You think they cute? And it's more than cute. You so top layer. That's crazy. But no. And then I got an ex. It was funny because now sometimes we are. You got to admit, like, okay, you got me on that one.
Mm.
Like, I was
Tip.
so adamant. I was now before the relationship. I was Facebook this, Facebook that, and putting all kind of stuff. But then when I got a relationship, it was like, well, why you didn't post that picture of her? Oh man, I don't.
Ah.
All of a sudden, I don't even use Facebook that much. I don't even, people on there,
Ah.
people be on there trying to just see who you talking to. I don't
Ah.
believe in it. She
Mm.
knew I wasn't being authentic with that one. So this was a little, I'm a guy. I'm fair. I'm being fair. I ain't gonna just put it the, one way. But no, on the real though. But when it's real, true, and value, you don't put it out there like that.
Yes.
So you know,
Yes. Yes.
you don't do that. You keep certain things, this, because it's real sacred to you. So, you don't just carelessly and loosely put things out there like that.
I said this, and we're gonna close with this. I watch another podcast that I like called the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I like that
Mhm.
podcast, and he recently got married, right? And so for those who don't know the story, and they met as friends. She was coming to him like truly just straight friends, and realized about a year into the friendship that you're someone I can see, you're the type of man and woman I would want to be with. She
Mhm.
said to him when they were getting ready to they got engaged, and she said, your life is really loud, because he's on a
Mhm.
podcast he's seeing you have a loud life.
Mhm.
And you do, and I think that can be a misconception. And she asked him, how are you going to protect me from that, because I'm private. No
Mhm.
one knew except their family and their friends who she was. Even when they released the engagement pictures, it was like a him, like all you could see was her feet and her hand. Like he protected her. And this was a woman. And so I say this to say to women, like, it is the biggest flex when a man will protect you like that, when they're not putting you out there. Because I know we as women want to think he doesn't love me, or he don't like me, or he doesn't value this friendship. No, because he's a man and he know that shit that's gonna be in his DMs. Now they come, and
Mhm.
now he's he has all this temptation, and vice versa. But I really would tell women to sit with it and understand that the biggest love of any relationship is when they protect it, and sometimes that means not making you visible. You just have to be clear on the back end that what we got is most people don't even know you and I are friends, and we're
Yeah.
just solid friends. Most people
Right.
don't, because from day one, I'm like, and I didn't use the word loud. I'm like, too many people. Remember me asking you
Yeah.
that? Like, who do
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
not know?
Yeah.
Like, everybody in Arkansas. Dude,
Right.
I ride below the radar.
Right. Right. But I had to bring one of my theater references. I look at it like especially with the tightrope, as we was talking about. I think that or that thin line. I look at it. She fuller. When I look at it
Hun
like,
P. Y'all, I call him
yeah,
Hun P. And he don't
yeah,
take that
yeah,
nowhere. Like,
yeah,
see, that's another
and
thing. I don't even want people trip me out. There's this guy I know, he called everybody sweetheart. Like, that's just his word,
uh-huh,
right? And
yeah,
so
yeah.
he everybody's a sweetheart. And and
And then
and I was
I
like,
feel
fool, he
I'm
called
like that
everybody
too.
sweetheart. He
Right.
don't want you.
Yeah, darling or sweetie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. But no, I look at and I think like again, bringing one of my theater references. I look at it like a lot of women from a man's perspective, a lot of women, it's like a play. It's like, you're on stage and
Mm.
everybody's in costume and you're
Ah.
sitting there. Um, this character comes along. This character comes along. With the glam and the whistle and the makeups and all the confetti again. But you know what? It's the person when I go into my dressing room and I'm sitting in
Mm.
that mirror, and it's the person that works in the background, the makeup artist in the background that
Mm.
doesn't come out to the stage as they wiping off that my makeup from performing. That's the person that you having
Wow.
the realest talks with. You having the
Yeah.
best conversation, and you're like, you know what, tonight I just wasn't really feeling it. They don't know
Yeah.
that, but yeah, I got this and that going on. That person knows your most intimate moments. And again, you start looking for the person that's not on the credits, that's not out there, that's not the
Mm.
star and cast. The
Wow.
lead actress or actor. Look at the person that's the gopher, or the person that's the tech person behind the scenes. And that's the thing. A lot of times, that relationship is that person that's behind the scenes and not on the stage performing.
Yep. Paul, this been good. So we always got to
It's the
give
living
them
room.
something. We always got to close with something. So what would you from a man's perspective, what would you say to men who are navigating this season, right? They got a friend, she may be feeling him or he may be
Hmm.
feeling her. How would you say to handle that? What would be your advice to those men?
Um, Play the long game. Uh, Patient. Let it organically happen. Just natural. And you know what? And again, it's patient. She may be entertaining two or three other guys,
Yeah.
and
And
everybody
the new
trying to make
rule
these
is date them all, sis.
right, right. Date them all. Sis. But but I guarantee you, the one that's I think right. That's funny. Uh, and you threw me off on that one. But a date them all, bro.
Whoa, whoa,
but
bro. No, 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 no. Just date them all,
but no,
sis. Okay, let's get back to serious
but
so we can close
but
this
no,
out.
no. Just hey, be yourself. Don't try to be something you're not. Cause I guarantee you, and this is my theory. This is how me and my crew have always grew up thinking like, let them other ones play themselves. Let
Mm.
them play themselves. You know,
What Biggie
uh,
say? Didn't Biggie say something about like that when
right?
he was
Yeah,
in? He got a song about when he was in the club.
right. It's like, hey, let them play themselves
Yeah,
because they gonna realize that person without all the makeup on and the
yeah,
glitz and glamour. They're gonna just be patient, be yourself. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So don't force it. Just stay consistent.
yeah,
Don't overdo this part, but let's do this side. Just try to keep it smooth all the way across. And trust me, when that person sits down and get to thinking and analyzing,
yeah,
they're gonna like, you know what? This one connect the dots all the way across the board. Well, this
yeah,
one, they're high on this end, but that's 90% of them is on the high end, and everything
yeah,
else is below. Just stay consistent all the way through. Don't do
yeah.
nothing just be yourself. Like Houdini said, you got to be yourself.
The sale. And ladies, so my advice to women is just, just for me, is don't try to force anything. It goes really, I'm echoing what you said. Just let it be. Don't
Mhm.
come into it with wedding bells and all that crazy stuff. Just step into it for what it is. And if it evolves, it will. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Then look for what you are supposed to get out of it, right? That's my advice to women. I have this saying anytime I meet anyone, and this is men or women, what do you want from me? That's the first question soon after I meet a new friend. I don't care if they're male or female. What do you want from me? And then I start moving accordingly to that. So, ladies, I would just say there's some solid friendships out here that can be had. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it may never evolve into something. It may just be what the church folks say, God ain't saying no. He just saying not right now. And sometimes it
Not
is
right
a
now,
no.
because he's on
Sometimes it
time,
really
God.
is a no. And
Right.
you got to be okay with it being a no, right? And then just saying, okay, what am I supposed to get out of this? I think, for us, we've been successful because we just been friends. Like we just solid and have boundaries. Just keep those boundaries and protect the sacred. And what I mean by the sacred, protect the friendship, just protect that piece of it. Because we're human, but at the end of the day, you just got to protect it. That's my word to them.
There you
And then
go.
I'll set you out twice a year is normally when I set you out real good.
Right, right.
I do. I'll set you, and you let me like a dummy. You be like, I think you just be like, this girl
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey,
Just
that's
let her
you.
be. Should be all right. But that's it, Pete. It has been good to have you in the living room. Like, I'm for
Right,
real. We did it.
right,
You glad you showed up? All
right.
right, y'all. This has been another episode of the Living Room Podcast with my boy Paul Pete. So make sure you're following us.
Yeah.
Instagram. Where we at? TikTok. Facebook. We everywhere. And definitely make sure you watch the full episode